Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back, welcome back. Or if you're new, hi, glad you're here. So, I'm back on my Stamping A to Z project where I'm trying to use all my stamp sets. Maybe in this lifetime. And anyways, we are up to Bella and Friends. So, Bella and Friends is an older Stampin' Up set that didn't have dies, or if it did, I didn't know about them because I've had this for a long time. So I had stamped out some of my little Bella doggies on just some white cardstock, and I did pick some heavier white cardstock because I wanted to use colored pencils. So this is probably going to be part 1 of 2 for this card because I was trying to color some of the stuff in and fussy cut it beforehand so that you wouldn't have to suffer through watching all of that because fussy cutting takes me a long time. And then I happened to think you might be interested in the colored pencil part of it and how I'm doing this. And I am no expert by any means at all. Actually, if you want some really good instruction, you should look Sandy Allnock up on, I think she's on Instagram and YouTube, not sure, but I do watch her videos sometimes. She's somebody that you can learn a lot from. But for Bella and Friends, I thought I just will share with you how I'm coloring Bella in because this is what she turns out to look like. And then I do have an idea for a card, but because this takes me a few minutes to do, I don't know that we will get there today. Not to mention the fact that if you happen to see my Instagram post, we had a bunch of trees cut down yesterday when I came in my craft room to do this. The tree guys decided to show up right then, and it's been very loud. Well, now they're cutting up all the branches and stumps and everything, so still not really gonna get, oh, don't I have a gray pencil? Get too far in the card making part of it. So, hope you're all doing good. I was gonna do her little heart here in silver or gray. No, I want to do black. Yep, I have just been a little ambitious practicing here with my pencils, and also I'm trying to figure some way. I visit some elderly folks in an assisted living place once a week, just for fun because they're my friends and I like them. And I had mentioned to them that maybe I would come and we would do a card. I read to them and we just visit. And they were all excited because they love to do crafty things. So a card will be easy enough for me to do. I can obviously just die cut some flowers because I have to keep in mind that a lot of those folks don't have the dexterity that it takes to do some of these little tiny pieces, and some of them have problems with their eyesight, so I don't want to make something difficult. So I thought I could die cut some flowers, and I found some little butterflies at Hobby Lobby that have self-adhesive. I'm good to go with that. I can design a card. But then I was thinking maybe they want to do some watercoloring one day. So I've been trying to practice with my watercolors and make some backgrounds where we could just stamp on the front of them. And I don't know. I think I need to keep practicing. It's been a while since I painted. So when I'm using my colored pencils, I actually do this. I'm trying to think. When I use my alcohol markers, I usually do light, dark, light. Yeah, I do light, dark, light. So I guess I am going kind of in the same order. I'm starting with my lightest color colored pencil, so I'll put some white on my stamped image where I think I'm going to want some highlights. Now it's not going to stay white, but when I start putting my other color pencils over it, it does change it. You know, it's got like a smoother effect, and it does make it a little bit lighter. Let's do the little cupcakes while I'm here. So how's everybody doing? We're all good. Then I'm going to take my next color up, which is my lighter brown, and I'm going to kind of lightly, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my pencil, I'm just coloring my little furry critter in here. And I am using a rather light touch with a bit of a circular motion just to get color onto my image. And I'm hoping the color shows up. I was amazed. What was I doing the one day? And when I went back and watched the video, it did not look like there was any color whatsoever on the card until I held it up to the camera at the end. It was just really weird. Now that I have a little bit of color, oh, see, this doesn't really show up as having color on her. She's just... Well, I could try to move the camera down, but we might just lose the camera if I do that. Does that help at all? Here you can see a little bit. So I have a very light shading of brown on her. Now I'm going to take my darker brown and start filling in like under her bone, on her neck, under her collar would be darker. The underneath side of her head be a little bit darker. Under her little lippies, where she's holding the bone. Her ears closer to her head would be dark. Still not using really heavy pressure, kind of light touch. And around the tips of her ears on the bottom would be a little bit darker. And I'm saying this, imagining that the light is shining down on top of her. The tail closer to her body, and the underneath fur here of her tail would be darker. And the back side of her leg, and on the bottom, of course, around the leg and underbelly would be a little darker. Everything on the bottom is going to be darker. Legs underneath here. So can you see where I added a little bit of the darkness? Still kind of a very light touch. Now I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to use my lighter brown pencil and add a little bit more pressure to it and start blending that dark brown and the light brown together. And it's not really mattering. This image has open ends where her fur would be, but when I trim it, I'm going to just do some little zigzaggies. So, and then I'm doing her ear kind of in a circular motion because her ear would be like a little rounder. A lot of circles actually when I do this. Then around her back leg here, just going to start coloring in darker with the light brown. Adding a little bit more pressure, but not heavy. I hope I'm not shaking the table too much. I didn't think about that. Do any of you like to use colored pencils when you're doing your cards? I like colored pencils. I mean, first of all, they're not expensive, right? I mean, this set that I'm using, what am I using this time? I'm using Prismacolor. But I think I have Crayola ones downstairs from when the kids were little that I still use. And again, just a light touch blending some of this in now. And I can go over the eyes and her nose with the brown because I do have a black colored pencil that I'll just darken that up a little bit when I'm done here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a fun full card with her. So I wanted a couple of cutout pieces, and I knew that was going to take me a while. I don't know if you can see where it's starting to blend in now. Let's see, is that better or worse? Clearer? Maybe it's that light. Maybe it's that light on the side that I mess up with. I don't know. Then I'm going to use my white, and I'm going to blend it in even more. And this white, I don't know why it does it. It softens it a whole bunch. It's just going to, I don't know, it just makes all of my browns blend into the paper nice. So anywhere I don't have a whole lot of my brown color pencil, it makes it just nice and light. Okay, and I have been beckoned for a water call here, so I'm going to have to finish her up. One thing you want to remember after you've gone over your color pencil with white, use a scrap piece of paper or a paper towel and wipe the nib of your white pencil off because that color is all over on it. And then if you feel after this that you need to add a little bit more dark anywhere, you can still add that on top. It's kind of hard for me to see. I got this pushed away so I can be under the camera. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over her little eyes, eyebrows, and nose. And let me see, let's give her a green color. We have red, green, and orange then. We'll do a green color. that off. And a little red heart. Wait on that bone she has in there. And this is how Bella ends up looking. So I will fussy cut all these little puppies out. We're going to make a puppy party and make a birthday card. I think that'll be good since we have the balloon. And this little guy, this little parrot was part of the stamp. So I will review all of those pieces with you when we go to get our card put together. Just a quick little share on how I'm coloring all the puppies in. See you guys soon when we put it all together. Bye.